Coming up tonight at 5, a Superior police sergeant now faces charges in a recent fatal crash, the latest including what the victim's family is saying tonight. Plus, rain totals are up since this time last year, but don't let your guard down when it comes to fire danger, what the experts are telling us on what's been our hottest day of the year. And the one and only debate among Democrats trying to unseat Republican Senator Ron Johnson is in the books. Did it move the needle for those chasing frontrunner Mandela Barnes?
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Paul Brown. A Superior police officer has been charged, accused of hitting and killing a man while driving drunk. Greg Swanson made his first court appearance this afternoon where he was charged with homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle. The crash happened shortly after 1:15 Friday morning. According to Superior Police, Swanson, who was off duty at the time, hit a vehicle on East 2nd Street near 52nd Avenue. 23-year-old Michael Evans died. His girlfriend, Laura Ojanen, and 2 children were also in the car. Tonight, Laura tells us they've made the heartbreaking decision to pull their 2-month-old baby off of life support. Swanson was arrested and is being held at the Douglas County Jail. We're still waiting for blood alcohol tests to come back, but according to court documents, Swanson failed several field sobriety tests and had empty beer cans in his vehicle. A judge set his bail today at $15,000. Meanwhile, tonight, Ojanen is speaking out, saying this is an unbelievable tragedy for their family. CBS 3's Larissa Millis spoke with her today and shares more about what they say led up to the crash and how they're dealing with this heartbreak.
Yeah, Paul, Brandon LeBlanc is Laura Ojanen's brother. He says early Friday morning, Ojanen, Evans, and their 2 kids were traveling home to Biwabic after celebrating Evans' birthday. Their sons, 2-year-old Lucas and 2-month-old Elijah, were in the car with them. LeBlanc told me their car ran out of gas, so Evans got out to push it to the nearest gas station when he was hit. He died at the scene while Ojanen and their 2 sons were transported to a local hospital. Ojanen and her 2-year-old son Lucas were eventually released, while 2-month-old Elijah was transported to Children's Hospital in Minneapolis. Today they received the heartbreaking news that Elijah isn't showing any signs of life after a brain test. Ojanen says she and her family made the difficult choice to pull Elijah off of life support. She says she was never religious, but after making that choice, she's begun to find some comfort knowing her son and his father will be together.
And after I found out the news, I prayed to God that He makes it safely to Michael and that they are both happy and safe in heaven.
Ojanen says she's working to get her other brothers to Minnesota quickly so they can meet Elijah before he's taken off of life support. Loved ones have started a GoFundMe for Ojanen and her family. If you'd like to donate, we have a link to that on our website, cbs3duluth.com.
Okay, such a heartbreaking update on this. Thanks very much, Larissa. Well, a Duluth woman with a lengthy criminal history was in court today after allegedly stabbing a man in a local park. Crystal Sargent is charged with second-degree assault. Witnesses say they saw her stab the victim in the back at a Central Hillside park, and they had to stop her before she did it again. The victim was taken to the hospital. We don't know how he's doing tonight. Police say Sargent and the victim knew each other, but they didn't shed light on what led up to the stabbing. Now, according to court records, Sargent has been convicted of multiple felonies in the past, including assault and drug possession. Well, here is a live look now over downtown Duluth. Some clouds are starting to fill in after a hot summer's day across the Northland, and that's pretty typical as so far this summer has been a wet one. Here's a look at the numbers. So far this year, Duluth has seen more than 18 inches of precipitation, which is more than 2 inches above average. It's also about 8 inches above the precip that we had this time last year. While conditions are much wetter than they were a year ago, that does not mean the fire danger is gone. CBS 3's Rob Coles spoke with Superior National Forest leaders today and breaks down how the recent rains are impacting the wilderness this summer.
Well, Paul, you remember last August we saw one of the worst wildfires to ever hit the Superior National Forest. The Greenwood fire burned 26,000 acres, taking cabins and structures along with it. And it was not just the forests of the Northland that were under a wildfire threat. Last July, every county in Minnesota was classified as having dry or drought level conditions. Now, as of last week, according to the U.S. Drought Monitor, almost 90% of them show no drought or dry classification. And that includes the Superior Superior National Forest region. But as we head into the hottest months of the year, forest officials say conditions could dry quickly. Ben Roy, a fire management officer for the Superior National Forest, says despite the lack of drought right now, people still need to take precautions when they're enjoying the natural resources in the area.
We still have at least 2 months of fire season left, and things can dry out and change fairly quickly. So it's just important to make where folks are making sure they're putting their campfires out.
Roy also urges people to call 911 immediately to report a wildfire if they see one. He says the Superior National Forest is constantly monitoring conditions for moisture, humidity, and other variables to determine risk. Now, he says they also measure moisture in terms of the things that can fuel a wildfire, like leaves and brush. According to Roy, the conditions can turn from wet to dry. It takes about 14 to 21 days for that to happen.
Okay, thanks, Rob. Coming up at 6, we'll hear from an expert on the different ways to protect your home if you live in an area prone to wildfire. Well, starting today, FEMA is out surveying damage in Coochin County after months of severe flooding in the area. This news after the government approved a disaster declaration for Minnesota last week. Coochin County leaders say FEMA crews are going door to door, collecting information about property damage from storms and flooding, specifically between April 22nd and this past Friday. County officials say the crews won't go inside your home, just walk around your property, and all you need is some basic information for them. This will help the county determine how much financial help they might qualify for.
We have assessor teams that will be ready to go once that water recedes low enough so that there can be a more impactful assessment done on each one of these homes. But right now, it's still underwater, some of them.
By the way, CBS 3 will have a crew up in the International Falls area the rest of this week, bringing you reports about the ongoing recovery efforts there. Dave joins us now for a quick look at the weather. And yeah, we're talking about flooding from the past, but boy, now we're talking about the heat wave is here, right?
The heat is on, Paul, and by the Northland standards, what we're used to, this is awfully warm. Current temperatures are going anywhere from 83 degrees to 90 for places like Solon Springs and Big Fork, even 91 for Hayward, 92 degrees in Siren, and pretty warm in Ironwood and Watersmeet, 85 to 86 for that neck of the woods. This is the peak of the warm spell we're with this week, and tomorrow we'll start to dial back a little, but just baby steps, only by a couple of degrees. But eventually, by later on this week, we'll fall into the lower 80s rather than the upper 80s and lower 90s. Now, that warmth, along with the low pressure system, is trying to trigger some showers and storms. Right now, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning rolling for the southern parts of Iron County in Wisconsin. In Minnesota, the threat earlier was for some storms in the boundary waters. Those have passed for the time being, but could redevelop in the evening. The bottom line, though, is the best chance for the precip comes after midnight tonight. It's a 40% chance for Minnesota, 30% chance for Wisconsin. Could be some severe storms. And then the back half of the low, the cold front portion, Tuesday night, means another 60% shot for potentially severe storms. We'll fill in the details on the timelines and the precip chances here coming up in just a couple more minutes.
Dave. Well, still to come on Live at 5, Wisconsin's Department of Transportation is preparing for a future with more electric vehicles. How you can leave input on the plan. Coming up in City by City.
I'm Carrie Harris, owner of Diabetic and Comfort Shoes. We have been in business in the Northland helping you with your everyday foot problems stemming from diabetes to plantar fasciitis for the past 17 years. Stop in and see the complete line of men's and women's shoes, from SAS to Allegria to Vionic, for those millions of people battling plantar fasciitis. And we still have a great selection of comfortable shoes for diabetics, Medicare and Minnesota healthcare approved. Remember, no foot problem is too big or too small. We'll find the way to your soul.
Hi, my name is Debbie. I am a Medicare specialist at UCare. I am a people person. People energize me. Seeing their reaction when they hear information, you can tell by their face if they really absorbed it or if they're still a little confused. What is the question you have inside you? There's no wrong question. There's no bad question. Ask it. I'd be happy to answer.
Hi, folks. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Millions of people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. Call, check your zip code, see if you're eligible, and get what you deserve. Call now.
Call 1-800-476-5600. That's 1-800-476-5600 now.
I'm meteorologist Peter Kevakauskas. Wake up with us here on CBS 3.
Wake up with Natalie and Peter on CBS 3.
Welcome back to CBS 3 News Live at 5, and take a live look there at Park Point Beach. Some folks enjoying things. Certainly a popular place to beat the heat today, but some rain might pop up later tonight, and Dave will be in with this week's full forecast in just a few minutes. But first, let's take a look around the region. A workshop on composting and recycling in Ely and a new voting location in Hibbing. All of that and more as we take you around the Northland city by city. Well, let's start off in Wisconsin tonight, where the Department of Transportation is planning for the future of electric vehicles statewide. Through July 24th, the public is invited to review the agency's Wisconsin Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Plan. Over the next 5 years, the state is estimated to receive approximately $78 million from the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Program. They're planning to use those funds to develop a network of publicly accessible charging stations along alternative fuel corridors. Next, we head to Ely, Minnesota, where they will be hosting a community workshop talking about recycling next week. The Iowa Waste Reduction Center will be in Whiteside Park next Monday with a free hands-on class. During the class, they'll cover better composting methods, ideas for additional recycling, and PFAS contamination. All community members are invited to attend the 2-hour workshop. We will have the registration link at our website, cbs3duluth.com. And we wrap up in Hibbing tonight with a change in polling location. The Greyhound Bus Museum will no longer be a voting location. The new location for Precinct 1A will be the Hibbing National Guard Armory. That's on Brooklyn Drive. All other polling locations will stay the same. A reminder to voters in Minnesota that the deadline to register in advance for primary election day ends tomorrow, July the 19th. We will have a link for how to do so on our website. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, the Duluth City Council will begin the discussion of adding a referendum this fall that would increase taxes for the park fund. More details in just a few minutes.
It got warm today, but not record warm. 89 is what we got at the Duluth Airport, at least so far. The normal is 78, but the record is 97 from 1932. Warmer temperatures will last for the week ahead, but today should be the warmest of the warm. And the stormiest of the storm, well, we have a chance for some potentially severe weather tonight, but a better follow-up on tomorrow night. And so we'll talk about that in more detail after our break.
I'm meteorologist Peter Kevakauskas. Wake up with us here on CBS 3.
Wake up with Natalie and Peter on CBS 3.
Hi, I'm Janet. I own Hannah Johnson Fabrics in the lovely Duluth, Minnesota neighborhood of Lakeside.
We've got all the fabrics you love. We carry bundles curated and custom. We're always making new bundles every single day. If you need a little sunshine in your life, check out our Facebook page. We're busy on Facebook Live. We do live shows every single Thursday night. You can shop online, order curbside pickup or delivery. Whatever you need, we're here to help. Stop in and visit us today.
Did the moon really fill the entire night sky? Was the food made by an alchemist? And the streets filled with music? Could we reach up and touch the stars in this world that felt so intimately ours? Were these experiences out of this world? Or did they just feel otherworldly? And is there any difference? Explore Minnesota.
We are offering the rare opportunity to select from the largest Rare and Forever diamond collection at Numi Jewelers. July 27th and 28th, receive a $250 credit towards any mounting of your choice with the purchase of an R&F diamond.
True love is guaranteed at Numi Jewelers.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy movies in the park. Every Friday in July and August, watch movies come to life on a gigantic outdoor screen in Leif Erikson Park. Here's what's playing this summer. The Greater Downtown Council's Movies in the Park is presented by Arrowhead Orthodontics and in part by these fine sponsors.
When it comes to sports, there's one guy who's dunking on the competition. For all your local sports, Duncan Goldberg. Evenings on Live Local CBS 3.
Get your news on the go, the CBS 3 mobile app. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Tonight, the chance for severe weather indeed will probably be most prevalent in northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, and the Upper Peninsula. The Twin Ports will ride right on the border between a slight chance for severe weather and a marginal chance for severe weather. It's a pretty fine line. And as I've been saying all summer long, these slight marginal chances have been paying off. So the odds are 40% for some thunderstorms overnight tonight. Be watching out for them and be ready to seek shelter. The follow-up act tomorrow night could have better odds of payoff than this go-around. And coming around is a look at, of course, the current conditions. And we'll talk more about the forecast in just a bit. But to set the stage, at the airport in Duluth right now, we have a partly sunny sky with a temperature of 89 degrees, almost 10 degrees warmer than normal. The westerly wind we have is going 7 miles per hour, relative humidity 55%, air pressure getting down towards the low side at 29.76. And indeed, we have a low pressure system riding along the Canadian border, leading with its warm front, and so that's why temperatures went up today. And the lift provided by that warm front has been already triggering some showers and storms in our region. We did have a run going across the boundary waters earlier this afternoon, and there's a chance more of those could develop as the night goes on. But for the time being, Minnesota's taking a break right now. The action currently is in the southern part of Iron County, affecting places like Mercer. That's a severe thunderstorm warning that will stay in effect until 5:30. So folks in that neck of the woods, keep an eye to the sky, and if you see something coming your way, of course, seek shelter. Better safe than sorry. More chances for precip will develop, especially after midnight, and that's when we get our better chance for the follow-up to come through. By early tomorrow morning, well, it's folks along the Canadian border, the center of the lower pressure system, and the initial drive of the frontier that'll get the most chance, or the best chance, for the heaviest of rains. So from Ely to Baudette, maybe a ½ inch to an inch, while the rest of us perhaps will be getting a precious little, maybe a 1/10 of an inch if we push it. But again, this is only the first half of the event. The second half of the event coming through with the cold front stirs up a better chance Tuesday night into Wednesday morning for more potentially severe showers and storms. But already by Wednesday afternoon, high pressure is on our horizon. That'll clear our sky and maybe cool us down a little bit. Instead of close to 90, we'll be closer to 80. And those 10 degrees could be a big difference for folks who don't like it as warm and as muggy as it was for a lot of towns today. Towns tonight in Minnesota should get a range of low temps from 65 to 70 with a 40% chance for those storms to come back again after midnight. For Wisconsin and Michigan, 30% chance there with lows about 62 to 70. For tomorrow, the daytime highs in Wisconsin and Michigan almost as warm as today, 82 to 89 with a 50% chance for those evening showers and storms to strike. In Minnesota, the range of temperatures will be in the 70s by the lake and 80 to 87 inland, so that there is a slight decrease. Increase, though, in the storm chance. It goes up to 60% overnight Tuesday into early Wednesday morning. Then by Thursday, sunny and 80 to 83, perhaps even inland. So yeah, still warmer than normal by a little bit, but not as drastically warm. Some showers are possible Saturday. Otherwise, come next Sunday and Monday, we'll drop into the 70s with at least some partial sunshine.
Pushing it a little bit today.
Yeah, the dew points were in the low 70s for a lot of towns. And so that's a good gauge of how muggy it is. The higher the dew point, the higher the humidity, the less comfortable we feel.
The misery index.
Some could look at it that way, yep.
Thanks very much, Dave. Well, tonight, Duluth City councilors will have their first discussion about whether to put a big question in front of the city's voters this November. It has to do with increasing taxes to benefit the city's parks. In 2012, the council passed a Parks Fund levy, creating a property tax specially for park maintenance. Now, the funding was capped at around $2.6 million, so it hasn't adjusted with inflation over the past decade. Now, Mayor Emily Larson and the Parks Department are proposing a referendum asking Duluthians what they think about increasing the levy to match current funding levels. City leaders say local parks are one of the city's biggest assets.
When we did our comprehensive plan process, our community said loud and clearly that Duluth's natural areas, its green space, its public waterfront were literally the most important assets to them in our community.
The City Council will have their first discussion at their meeting tonight. That starts at 7 at City Hall. They could vote to put a referendum on the ballot during their next meeting. And a new city councilor will take part in her first meeting tonight. Hannah Alstead was chosen to fill the 4th District seat, which City Councilor Renee Van Netz held until she died this last month. Alstead was sworn in last week, and she plans to focus on economic development, infrastructure, and public safety. A heads up to drivers, several major construction projects across the Northland started today. In Duluth, crews are working on Arrowhead Road between Dodge and Woodland Avenues. That stretch of road is closed, so you should expect some significant traffic delays. The city is fixing the street's manholes, valves, and repaving the road. It's expected to take around 3 weeks, and we have detour information on our website. Not far from there, work also got going on a new Duluth roundabout. It'll be at the Jean, Duluth, Glenwood, and Snively intersection. Starting today, that intersection is closed and will be through September. The project was pushed back a couple of weeks while the county dealt with a delay in materials. Still to come, Democratic senator candidates in Wisconsin held their one and only debate over the weekend, where they stand on key issues after the break.
When building, you hire a team of specialists to ensure your house turns out exactly as you imagined. Major financial transitions like retirement deserve the same level of care and craftsmanship. At MPPL Financial, we assemble a diverse team of experts to develop a plan to ensure you only have to retire once. Call today for your free second opinion consultation so your retirement turns out exactly as you imagined. MPPL Financial. Answers to the most important questions of your life.
Hi, folks. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Millions of people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. Call, check your zip code, see if you're eligible, and get what you deserve. Call now.
Call 1-800-476-5600. That's 1-800-476-5600 now.
At Lake Walk Surgery Center, you are in trusted hands. These are the hands of an experienced surgeon offering uplifting care, the hands ensuring your safety and health, and the same hands that drive the Mako Smart Robotics technology during total joint replacement surgery. By your side every step of the way. It's your health, it's your choice. Lake Walk Surgery Center.
Let your home improvement company help you celebrate Independence Day. Get windows, doors, and bathrooms by Bathplanet, all with excellent warranties and all installed by trained and certified professionals. As always, you can get financing for 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2024. And we are extending our summer savings with 50% off all labor. So celebrate freedom by getting your project done right the first time. Your home improvement company, where it's your home made better.
All right, a little behind the scenes on Survivor. Show you just part of the prep that goes into laying out a challenge like this. takes a lot of land. Got to know where cameras are to make sure you can shoot it, make sure it works. Remember, the twists are unpredictable. So is the environment. Survivors ready. Go!
Spring rains may have lessened the wildfire danger in our region, but officials are still urging people to be cautious.
Some storms may slide across the region tonight. I'll help you track it.
Tonight at 6 on Live Local CBS 3.
Democratic candidates in the Senate race took the stage in Milwaukee last night. The debate is the first and only as candidates run to represent their party in the fight for one of the state's 2 Senate seats. They discuss topics ranging from inflation to the environment. Our sister station in Madison has a full debate recap.
The only thing that matters is who can beat Ron Johnson in making Joe Manchin irrelevant.
I believe we need a U.S. Senator who's going to fundamentally change the system and put an end to the dehumanizing politics of people like Ron Johnson.
5 Democratic candidates took the stage at Marquette University Sunday night, with their sights not just set on the partisan primary, but incumbent Republican Ron Johnson's Senate seat.
We know the #1 priority is to defeat Ron Johnson.
We have people like Ron Johnson who are more than willing to help us send good jobs overseas.
Topics throughout the hour-long debate ranged from inflation to abortion in the state to crime. Throughout the evening at Varsity Theater, candidates argued what would propel them past the Republican.
We have to make sure that we get rid of Ron Johnson so that we can elect more Democrats around the country, to get rid of the filibuster so that we can protect a woman's right to choose.
Republican political analyst Bill McCoshen says he was surprised by the approach from the candidates on the stage.
If you weren't Mandela Barnes, that should have been your objective tonight, is displacing him at the top of the heap. And I don't think any of the 4 other candidates on the stage did that tonight. They needed to contrast with him.
Ahead, the partisan primary election awaits on August 9th. The general election is on November 8th. Following the debate, McCoshen shared who he believes will be the one person to come out of next month's election.
I think going in, Barnes was the favorite. Coming out, Barnes is the favorite. So the question for the others now is, what do they do with their advertising over the final 3 weeks of the campaign to try and change that order?
For more information about absentee voting in Wisconsin and how to cast your ballot this August, head to our website, cbs3duluth.com. And coming up on Sunday, the Republican candidates running for Wisconsin governor will take the debate stage. Whoever wins that primary in August will take on Democrat and current Governor Tony Evers in November. We'll air that debate live at 6 o'clock on My 9.
We've got a lot of news to cover tonight. A scathing report outlines the systemic failures of law enforcement's response to the Uvalde school shooting and the new disturbing details about the alleged gunman's childhood. Plus, a scorching heat wave blankets millions in the U.S., what you need to know, and how this North Carolina man is using his green thumb to teach the next generation about gardening and life. That's all tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
Hi, everyone. I'm Natalie Grant. I am so excited to be waking up with you every weekday from 5 to 7 right here on CBS 3.
Wake up with Natalie and Peter on CBS 3.
Hi, this is Brian. And I'm Steven. As your locally owned sporting goods store, we would like to invite you in for this upcoming spring and summer season.
Are you or your child looking to upgrade your used quality sports equipment? We are always looking to buy or trade.
Trade in! Trade up! And save!
We invite you to visit the Good Garden Company in Billings Park and Superior and enjoy our healthy selection of perennials, trees, and shrubs. Enhance your special gardens with our unique selection of garden decor, pottery, statuary, and furniture. We'll help you make this a good garden summer.
Oh, somebody ordered DQ.
Fernando, he's here.
The drumstick with peanuts blizzard and new caramel drumstick with peanuts blizzard, both with drumstick pieces and world-famous soft serve. That's 2 DQ All-Stars. Wait, for 2 MLB All-Stars?
No way.
Ooh, play it cool, Mr. Delivery Man.
Thank you, Bobby.
That's so good. Play it cool, big hitter.
Have a good blizzard. Have a great season.
Big day for everybody.
DQ. Happy tastes good.
Access North. In addition to our in-home services, including personal care assistance, homemaking, and assistive technology services, Access North now offers larger home modification construction projects, from bathroom remodels, large kitchen projects, walk-in showers, or main floor laundry. We do the work to help you stay in your home longer, living independently and aging in place. Call Access North Center for Independent Living today.
you do when it's time to get the crew back together? You book it. And then you wine it, and then you dine it, and then you hike it. Whatever your reason, book direct at choicehotels.com.
Get your news on the go. The CBS 3 mobile app.
I'm meteorologist Peter Kevikauskas. Wake up with us here on CBS 3.
Wake up with Natalie and Peter on CBS 3.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5, and here's a live look from Canal Park on this Monday evening. Let's take a look back at today's top story and see what's coming up at 6. Tonight at 5, we learned that off-duty Superior Police Officer Greg Swanson has now been charged with homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle. The crash happened shortly after 1:15 Friday morning. According to Superior Police, Swanson hit a vehicle on East 2nd Street near 52nd Avenue. 23-year-old Michael Evans died. We're still waiting for blood alcohol tests to come back, but according to court documents, Swanson failed several field sobriety tests and had empty beer cans in his vehicle. Tonight, we spoke to Evans' girlfriend, Laura Ojanen, who, along with their 2 children, was in the car at the time of the crash. She told us today the family has made the difficult decision to pull their 2-month-old off of life support. We will hear more from her tonight at 6 and 10. That is your news here at 5. The CBS Evening News is next. We'll see you back here at 6.